I'm having bad luck these days. I used my USB disk yesterday, but I lost it today. My final assignment is in it. I wrote for more than a month.
Oh really? Such an important file. You only keep it in the flash disk?
Yes, I feel safe to carry it with me, but I lost it finally.
There are actually many places where data can be stored. Tencent Cloud and Huawei Cloud Store can be also store data, and all are encrypted. It is safe to keep documents there.
Can the data stored on the internet be safe after encryption? What kind of technology is encryption?
The data encryption technology is to transform the encode so that authorized users can receive the correct information, while illegal users cannot read the correct information. In other words, the encrypted file is relatively safe.
Okay, I'll try. Data encryption sounds like a very advanced technology.
In fact, if you know the principles, no matter how advanced things are, you will always handle. In the following lesson, the teacher will tell us about it.
Love life, love e-commerce. Hello everyone, welcome to the e-commerce class. We'll talk about the security of e-commerce transactions in two classes. In this class, I will introduce encryption technology, message digest, digital signature, and digital envelope. First of all, let's look at the data encryption technology. The data encryption technology is a method that encode a message or file so that it can only be read by certain people. The purpose of encryption is to secure stored information and information transmission. There are two basic terms about it: encryption and decryption. The former is the process of transforming plain text or data into ciphertext that cannot be read by anyone other than the sender and the receiver. The latter is the process of taking encoded or encrypted text or other data and converting it back into text that you or the computer can read and understand. Then how does encryption technology work? Let's look at this diagram. The text you are currently reading is plain text, as you can read it. Ciphertext is encrypted information that contains the original plain text information, but it is stored in a way that humans can't read, and even computers can't if they lack the proper encryption key. Encryption keys are designed to be a one-off, unique algorithm used to encode and decode data. By using an encryption key, you can encrypt data and send it to a friend who can use the same key to encrypt the information, turning it into readable data. This is how encryption technology works. There are two basic techniques for encrypting information: symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. When a single unique key is used to both encrypt and decrypt information, it will be known as symmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption is an algorithm which uses the same keys for both encryption of plain text and decryption of ciphertext. With such algorithms, a single secret key is needed to both encrypt and decrypt a message. The secret key is owned by both parties involved in the communication, the sender and the receiver. The main advantage of symmetric encryption is that it is very fast. The most important disadvantages of symmetric encryption are the key distribution problem and the key management problem. With the number of connected users grows, so does the number of required keys. Management of an increasing number of secret keys becomes key management problem. Further, symmetric encryption issues only the confidentiality of the transmitted or stored data. It cannot be used to issue integrity and authenticity. When connecting to a website on the public internet, it becomes more complicated, and symmetric encryption by itself won't work because you don't control the other end of the connection. How do you share a secret key with each other without the risk of someone on the internet intercepting it in the middle? One answer is asymmetric encryption, in which there are two related keys. Asymmetric encryption technology is a form of encryption where keys come in pairs. With this approach, a pair of linked keys is used. A public key is used to encrypt data, and a private key is used to decrypt data. Both keys are different, but related. The public key is available to everyone who wishes to send a message. On the other hand, the private key is kept at a secure place by the owner of the public key. The main advantage of asymmetric encryption is that it solves the problem of distributing keys for encryption, with everyone publishing their public keys while private keys being kept secret. Also, it allows digital signatures. Message receivers will be able to verify messages to be truly coming from a particular sender. The main disadvantage of asymmetric encryption is that it is slow when compared with symmetric encryption. This is because of the computational complexity involved in asymmetric encryption, and therefore requires much more computing power to sustain. It is not suitable for long sessions because of the processing power it takes to keep it going. Next, we look at the second transaction security technology, message digest. A message digest refers to a short string or hash value of fixed length that is computed from the longer variable length message being hashed by the algorithm. Message digests are designed to protect the integrity of a piece of data or media to detect changes to any part of message. Because hash functions are very difficult to reverse, hash functions creates a unique digest of a message based on the message contents. If two messages have the same digest, one can be very confident that they are identical. Let's see how a message digest works. The sender is on the left. A hash function is used first to create a digest of the message by the sender. The results of applying the hash function and the original message are then sent to the recipient. Upon receipt, the recipient applies the hash function to the received message and checks to verify the same result is produced. If so, the message has not been altered. The third technology of transaction security is digital signature. A digital signature is a mechanism to verify the authenticity of a signature generated from a fixed message and a fixed private key. So it can be ascertained that the messages are sent from the expected entity. The messages are not changed by the others. This process of digital signature is shown in the diagram. First, senders create a message digest from the message by a hash function. This message digest is then signed using the sender's private key. For the recipient, in order to verify a signature, both the message and the signature are required. A message digest must be created from the message in the same way the signature was created. This digest is then verified against the signature by using the public key of the sender. If the digests and the signature match, you can be confident that the message is indeed the one the sender originally signed and that it has not been tampered with. A fourth transaction security technique is the digital envelope, which is used to ensure that only designated person can read the contents of the letter. A digital envelope can be created to transmit a symmetric key that will permit the recipient to decrypt the message and be assured the message was not intercepted in transit. As shown in the diagram, the plain text is encrypted using a symmetric key. The key is itself encrypted by the recipient's public key. So we have a digital envelope. The ciphertext and the digital envelope are then set across the internet. The recipient first uses his or her private key to decrypt the symmetric key, and then uses the symmetric key to decrypt the ciphertext. Okay, that's all for this class. Thank you for listening.